this is a national summit on women development to women-led development. This is a very important thing I could see. We hear often about women development, many seminars and conferences. But women-led development seems to be a meta phase happening in women developmental issues. I represent University Grants Commission. You are all aware of its activities. It is a statutory body of higher education in Government of India. We had a regional office in Hyderabad covering for the Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu states. So what I wish to share with you is that I could see some of the faculty members from different universities and colleges, as well as students here, particularly the postgraduate students from some colleges of Hyderabad here. So one of the activities what UGC has been doing for women is that we have a good number of women studies centers, Center for Women Studies and Development, and also Department of Women Studies. We had with us here Professor Rekha Pandeyji, Professor Shahida Madam, Professor Rekha Pandeyji, you heard in the afternoon session. She has spoken about various issues about the data and imbalances, particularly in South Asian countries about women development. And many other universities and development have these women study centers where they study the issues concerning the women development and also the awareness for their educational advancement. We have also a program called Construction of Women Hostels. Any educational institution, whether it is a college or the university, can come forward for constructing a hostel for the providing residential accommodation to the women students in the campus. And also, there is one important scheme for postdoctoral fellowship to the women students. Normally, one of the problems is that, including my own family, if a boy is studying for longer time, he is encouraged without any marriage issue. But a woman wants to study for longer years, for PG, PhD and postdoctoral issues. She is not normally encouraged, the issue of marriage and all comes into. So to avoid such situations, at least partially, there is a program of support for women students in the form of postdoctoral fellowship for women students. We also have a scholarship for a single girl child. If there is only one person in the children that happens to be a girl child, she is provided a scholarship by the UGC for her higher education. These are the financial supports we provide. But apart from that, some of you may be watching UGC website. We have a Saksham, the guidelines. Professor Rekha Pandeyji, Professor Shahida Madam and others know very well about that. They provide a detailed guidelines, rather now they have become statutory norms also, how women issues should be dealt with, how congenial facilities, atmosphere should be provided in the campus of the educational institution. There is a provision for ICC, Internal Complaints Committee, where the office bearers will not be the vice chancellor, registrar, or other statutory people, but the women representatives. It is a kind of women independent setup within the educational institution, whether it is a college or university campus, to address the issues concerning the women, right from ragging to the sexual harassment against the women. So there are so many other such issues concerning women. One of the activities what UGC believes in is that more participation of women in higher education will be one major forms of women empowerment, or women can even lead the developmental process through their better higher education. There are so many case studies and examples in our society where education, particularly higher education, has enabled women in their development. What I wish to request Dr. Monica Reddy ji and her colleagues is that through this three-day summit, in case if they would be able to come out with a concept paper, how particularly the higher education can play an important role for women-led development. What are the issues concerning women confining to the higher education, at least for us, what kind of policy changes, what kind of programs, schemes they expect from the higher education bodies like UGC, if they would able to give us some concept note after the completion of this important national activity. We shall be thankful to her and her colleagues and all of you here for your inputs, so that we would able to strengthen our activities, programs, and also able to bring new programs where there is a more congenial and favorable environment for the women for their education in the university and college campus. Not only the congenial environment, more facilitative atmosphere. And another important thing is that I wish to share is that women-led development or women development is not only the concern of the women only. It should be the concern of both the genders. I am happy a good number of male persons are also here, like me or including me. We should be able to understand what are the issues concerning women. So the issue of women development or women empowerment, what you call other way around, or women-led development is a concern of both the genders. Finally, I would request again or reiterate that Dr. Monica ji and her team should give us a note on how higher education reforms should be brought out in higher education. Certain more participative activities for the women should be brought out, so that there is a further more catalytic fillip for the development of women through higher education. Recently, you might have observed in the enrollment of higher education, there is an exponential growth of women in our higher education. This is a very welcome development. I think, I expect the women participation in education or in higher education is going to surpass men. Earlier, there are certain academic disciplines where we find women. For example, we find very limited women in engineering or in mathematics. Women students are largely encouraged for biology and some kind of so-called or thought-out soft studies. But today, you go to any educational institution or you see any academic discipline, you find much more number of women in almost all the disciplines than the men. This is a very important development, and this is going to help us really in our women empowerment as well as women-led development. So I wish all the success to this seminar on behalf of University Grants Commission and also on my behalf. And I wish the concept note which we get in the end of this seminar regarding higher education will definitely help us to go forward with a new policy for the benefit of women students in this country. Thank you.